Right, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look then at the preview. I've written my team out here a few different times and I've come up with a few different things, and I've done some stuff that I originally started doing some stuff that went against things that I've been saying all season, which is Ahmad plays better. United play better. I think Ahmad plays the exact same when he's on the right versus when he's played a little bit centrally. But I did have a reason for it. We'll get into it a little bit later on. Right, and so FA Cup, 4th round action. We got wrecked by Palace at home. You got to bounce back. Friday night, under the lights against Leicester. Leicester are coming back from a bad result. Actually, a bit of a bad time overall in the grand scheme of things. They just lost 4-0 to Everton. They were absolutely dismantled. And it was a really, really poor game of football from everybody on that pitch. It was awful, to be honest with you. But recently they've beaten Spurs. Okay, so's everyone. At the end of January. Their recent form is poor, but that win might have given them some confidence to come to Old Trafford and try and stick it on us. FA Cup's a great way to get some confidence back into a team that needs it. The odds are massively in our favour. These are the games that we've not really performed to the level that we should have done in doing so. So the team that I have gone for is basically just the most all-out attack team I can think of going for. And I do so unapologetically, right? They are 18th in the league, compared to us, who are absolutely flying high in 13th. They did beat QPR 6-2 in the 3rd round. Obviously, we beat Arsenal late on with the penalty shootout. It's the first time facing Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester, which feels mad. Obviously, they'll get a warm welcome back at Old Trafford. Post Steve Cooper. He was given the job on his arrival. That was to get the Leicester side playing football again, and results haven't gone his way in the slightest. I don't think anyone's arguing against that, to be honest with you. But they are now playing what looks like an attempt at positive football. They're advancing through the thirds. They're deploying quite a unified approach to defending. They line up very much like he did with us, that little brief stint that we had, like 4-2-3-1 with the ball in a 4-4-2 without it. Players do and can and are allowed to roam within that shape. You'll see the deep line playmakers step up, sometimes acting as a 10. Players do drop into different roles, and they're becoming quite flexible in the way that they take to the field, which is a positive thing once you get the players that you need to make the system work. Wingers are the most fluid in the 11. They can drop deeper. They can position themselves anywhere high or wide or anywhere that they feel like there is a gap to exploit. And wingers with that sort of freedom can be a bit of a nightmare when they're up against a back three. And that could be something that's very advantageous to Leicester's way of attacking. They will target the half space. Ruud wants his teams to be able to play through an opposition, so they use that half space pass as a bit of an opener. Somewhere that really gets them a lot of joy. They do that with third man runs. They do that with playing off 1 and 2 touch in the final third, and it's good. And we saw it was good when Ruud did it at United for those brief handful of games. United are still very much adapting to both Amorim's style of play. Exploitation of the space is something, especially with the wide centre-halves, is something that we have not quite got right yet. Defensively, you'll see them in the 4-4-2 sort of mid and low block. They look to kind of close down, tighten the centre of the pitch, force the opposition wide. Very much in a book that you can follow. And it's very much in a book that you will learn a lot of if you take the time to read it, which is one of the best football books when it comes to how to defend. One of my favourite ones. Atletico Madrid's 4-4-2. I would argue this has been more transformative in terms of playing style. Obviously, playing without the ball is harder for a lot of people to identify than it is playing with the ball. I would argue that has been more widely implemented, Simeone's method of defending in a 4-4-2, than Pep's method of playing with the ball has. I think there are far more adopters of that particular defending tactic That particular way of defending in a 4-4-2 mid-block, basically Diego Simeone's handwriting. I reckon there's more people that play that than play Pep's tiki-taka style in possession. I'd argue that's been more transformative, but it's not as sexy, it's not as easy on the eye, and for that reason, you'll never see him get the credit that he absolutely deserves for that. But yeah, you can expect Leicester to come and play in that. It'll be disciplined, it'll be balanced. The compactness from front to back will make them hard to break down. They will try and limit the space, and the two forwards are going to be key because they will be the initiators of the press. You want to learn more about it, get that book. I mean, that Soccer Tutor series of books is a fucking great series of books anyway. But yeah, that one in particular, excellent. And this is exactly what they're going to come and do. You know, they look to make space from their back line to midfield as small as possible. They look to disrupt the opposition build-up. They look to give them a good chance of winning balls from heavy touches, from a misplaced pass, from a sideways pass, you know, from a backwards pass. There's all of the real basic known factors and pressing triggers. They just do what everyone else already knows that they're going to do. It's very straightforward, but obviously they're not that good at it because there's a reason they're 18th, the same reason that we're 13th, and if everyone wins their games in behind us, that we will be 16th. But he's a new coach. He's young. He's going to be brave. He's still adapting. He's still experimenting. He obviously wants to learn what his players can do. He will be still learning what his players can do. And because he's worked with our squad before, he's got a major understanding of our strengths and our weaknesses. He was one of the main coaches, if not the main coach, out on the training ground while he was at Manchester United. Some personnel have changed, not many. You know, some personnel he didn't really know, the likes of Xerxes and stuff like that. He'll have some idea about what we're about, but United can still surprise him, I think. I think they will play. I think it'll be the straight up standard 4-2-3-1 with the ball, and 4-4-2 without. And the star man, someone that United are gonna have to get a grip of, is, I don't know how I'm still saying this at 38 years of age, but it's Jamie Vardy. He's got 7 goals and 3 assists this season in the league, which is incredible in a team that is so poor. He is Leicester's top scorer. He manages to get on the score sheet in every competition that he's playing in. He is a threat and a problem all the way through games. And the United 11 that I did an hour with and ultimately settled on the following. It's a very attacking 11. Why is it an attacking 11? Because I think that this system and this formation needs to be brave. United have been boring. And boring because we're just not creating chances and we're not committing and we don't look exciting and we don't look dangerous. That boring is linked to safe. You get us more dangerous, you'll look more exciting. Onana in there, a back three of Yoro, De Ligt and Mazraoui. That's the three I go with. And I'm asking Yoro to try and deal with Jamie Vardy's pace. If you've switched in Maguire for anybody that's in there, nobody has got the pace to deal with Jamie Vardy, and United will be playing on the halfway line, and that would be a problem. So you can ask Mazraoui or De Ligt, actually, to push up, be the stopper, be the very aggressive, do the Martinez role of pushing in 15 metres into the opposition half to stop something in its first phase of build-up. But you need someone who's got wheels coming back. So Yoro as right side centre half, I would ask him to do that. Now, if we do get countered and we happen to be in a 4 or a 5, Dorgu, give him a start, right? He probably isn't going to start. I hope he starts. He's in great condition. I think it's the time per game that you throw him in and you see what he's got. It's in front of the fans at Old Trafford. It's a fantastic way to welcome him, and I think it's about time. He's had a week or so training with the lads. It's more than Mazraoui got at the start of the season. Throw him in. Stick Mazraoui behind him. Let him talk him through the game. But let him loose against Leicester. Let's find out what he can do. He's probably not going to be under too much pressure going back the other way. It'll be very much an offensive game that we require from him. He's got great people around him, mature performers all around him. Just get him on the pitch, let him do his work. But should you need his pace, he's got that phenomenal recovery pace, and he'll be able to get back on the turn should it be needed. The rest of that four across the middle, Bruno alongside Ugarte with Ahmad. And this was the one that I wrote the low at first and was going to put Ahmad in the 10. And then I went, no. Let's go with two offensive wing-backs. Ugarte in the back three with Bruno doing a bit of a Mazzala kind of role would be more than ample to deal with Leicester. And if it's not, just fucking relegate us now. You know what I mean? Then the forward line, Garnacho, Mainu, Højlund. It's the most offensive team I could think of. The only way I can make it a slight bit more offensive, and this is where I kind of was and ahhing a little bit about where to put Ahmad in here, would have been to go with someone like Eriksen next to Ugarte, or Eriksen a little bit higher up because of the ball playing ability and creativity that he's got. But that's toss of a coin stuff, not really too important. As always, this video is brought to you by our friends at HollywoodBet, and if you would like an exciting bet boost for this FA Cup clash between United and Leicester, then we have got one for you. Both teams very eager to advance. Both teams probably need to advance for the way the season is going, but the pick that I am going for is going to be United to win, confidently, with my chest. And we're going to say Samare is carded. And we're going to say Bruno Fernandes over 0.5 shots on target, Jamie Vardy over 0.5 shots on target, total corners over 7.5, and it's been boosted from 11 to 1 to 14 to 1. So a £10 bet on that is going to get you £150 if successful. And how to claim your bet boost is simple. Click the link in the description. If you are new to Hollywood Bets, you can create an account and take advantage of their excellent new customer offers, which are also linked down below in the description. Odds are subject to change. You must be 18 to participate. Remember, football is unpredictable, and this bet is designed to enhance your viewing experience, and it's certainly no guarantee of a win. If you want more information on responsible gaming, check out begambleaware.org. This bet, as always, is brought to you by myself and Hollywood Bets exclusively. Check the link in the description below to get involved and give us your bets in the comments below. How do we beat them then? Well, it starts with the wide areas. Leicester are going to show us wide. Take it. You know, they're going to be narrow and compact. Use Ahmad. Use Dorgu if he plays. Get Mainu out in those areas. Delo if it's him that gets the nod. And test what they're able to do in the flanks. You know, it's in the hands of the strikers who are underperforming to be an effective presence in the box. But we've got numbers in there. Put numbers in there. Make use of the opportunity. The draw's been pretty kind to us this time compared to getting Arsenal in the last round. It's an opportunity to try some stuff out. Leicester might choose to rotate. They might choose to focus on trying to stay in the Premier League rather than an FA Cup run. They might choose to use the FA Cup run as a little bit of a way to experiment themselves or test something out. They might see it as a free hit. Get an early goal. The pressure will be off. Enjoy the game, and then potentially try and use it to build some confidence towards the rest of the season. We are the FA Cup holders. We have golden balls. Pause. Play like it. And go and get a win. Nice one. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.